This court will come to order at this time. Now, I just had a big lunch, so we have a hard out in like 35 minutes based on my normal digestive needs. So I would like to get this done quickly. Excuse me, counselor. Please let me talk about my digestive issues. I know you're an eager young buck who just got out of lawyer academy.
My apologies, Your Honor.
Yes, and also my son, which does make this awkward, but I will not let it be a conflict of interest. Now,
of course not, Papa.
Don't call me Your Honor.
Your Honor. You're my honorable Papa.
We will talk about this at home. Mr. Zulk, please stand up.
No!
Well, already we're off to a poor start. Now, Mr. Zulk, you stand accused of several crimes, some of which I believe we had to make up just so we could prosecute you for doing something that everyone knew was wrong, but we didn't have words for yet. So, Mr. Prosecutor, could you please, my son, who I will no longer refer to as my son, prosecuting counselor, will you please read the lengthy list of crimes Mr. Zulk here is accused of?
Why, yes, I will, my honor, father, Papa, Lord and Savior, Daddy.
That's too much.
Zulk stands accused of multiple counts of public indecency, public irregularity.
I feel that. That charge is dismissed. I understand how that goes, Mr. Zulk. Go ahead, son.
We've got 2 counts of murder.
Right, typical.
Objection!
You can't object, you have a lawyer.
Objection!
Yes.
Yes. Are you objecting
lawyer.
to the fact that your client objected without acknowledging you as his lawyer?
I'm just objecting for my client because I'm a good lawyer.
Right. Wait, you have to have grounds for an objection, ma'am.
Why were you objecting?
Those orphans were dead when Zulk found them.
Back to the charges, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, son. I've just got to clear this up real quick. So, you're objecting to the fact that you've been charged with murder?
No,
yes.
Double objection.
All right, fine. Even though it makes no sense, I'm going to allow it. Both lawyers are objecting to this charge, so I guess, you know what? I'm in a sassy mood. I'm going to dismiss one of the child murders.
I was objecting to their objection because I didn't even bring up the child murder yet. That was just the regular murder.
Oh, right.
Oh, shit. That's a separate crime?
Objection myself. No cursing in the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor. Zulk will not curse except your soul.
All right, I forgot you could do that. I'm sorry, Miss Defense Attorney, could you please introduce yourself to this court? I don't believe I've seen you here before.
Oh, why, yes. I am Albany Bonanza. And
Albany Bonanza, good. Oh, your reputation precedes you, Miss Bonanza. How do you find yourself in this particular area of the country? Because I thought that you always only practiced up north ways.
well, I do, and I just traveled down south because I really enjoyed the area, and I think that my client here is presumably as innocent as he could possibly be and as alien as he could possibly be.
As innocent as he could be. Well, you're silver-tongued as your reputation would have me believe, ma'am.
I am glad to hear it.
Can we please proceed with the rest of the charges? I can feel this sandwich making its way down into the lower intestine now, so we're going to have to move things along, son.
Why, yes, we can, Your Honor, Papa, my father, dear Lord. Public disinfectomy.
Right, that's one of the ones we made up. Go on.
Tax evasion.
Mm-hmm.
Evasion of legal distinction.
Sure, of course.
Desiccation in the third degree.
Yes.
Deference towards lordly bodies.
Yes, and which lordly bodies were those? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There's an objection to one of the charges.
Being
I think
being
more
a
just
lordly
answer
body
the
is
charges.
fine. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What's your objection to the charge there?
Being a lordly body is perfectly fine for a wizard.
That's right. That is correct. That is true. She's got you there, son. You're gonna have a tough day today.
Unfortunately, Zulk is a warlock dealing in mysticism and evil debaucherous ways.
All right, nerd.
Yes,
Go on with
Zulk cannot be prosecuted just because they are cool.
That's true. You can't prosecute him for being cool. That's right, son.
I do. I guess I have an uphill battle in front of me.
All right,
but
what-
I'm still determined to make my case.
Please read the last 5 charges on the list, son. Coming in at number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Constitutional existential criticism.
Constitutional existential criticism. Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Poison in the water well.
Poison in the water well. That's a big no-no.
That's a big no-no.
That's 2.
Harboring dragon scale dust.
Harboring dragon scale dust.
Trafficking dragon scale dust.
Trafficking dragon scale dust. That's 4, I believe.
Philandering with fairies.
And philandering with fairies, because our society is, that's it, you guessed it, racist. All right. Let the trial begin. Miss Albany, I believe.
Bonanza.
Miss Bonanza, I'm so sorry. May I call you Albany?
Apologize for my father.
If you guys are calling each other Mama and Papa, or Papa and Daddy, I don't
Well,
know.
how did she know we do that at home? Did you tell her that what the games we
It
play
actually-
at home? Objection, myself.
Unfortunately, it came in Discovery.
I knew
Yes,
it would be
Zulk
discovered.
also came in Discovery.
Add that
What?
to the list of crimes.
What? No.
We did ask Zulk for a DNA sample. Unfortunately.
Why does everyone who come into the courtroom I ask for a DNA sample from try to come someplace? We can use hair. We can use spit.
Zulk doesn't have hair. They're a kobold. They're covered in scales.
Actually, utilizing magic technology, we don't even need. We could just look at you and determine your DNA. So I don't.
That sounds profoundly racist.
Wait. Yeah, well, we covered that already. I'm sorry, Miss Bonanza.
Excuse me. What is racist about measuring the skulls of our defendants to determine their guilt?
Objection, myself. I will not hear this from my own son.
Skulls, scales, racism.
Was that the entirety of your opening statement, Miss Bonanza?
No, I just wanted to rebuttal there.
Miss Bonanza, I will not have you throwing out this court case on minor infractions of the court. This is a game you are playing, and I will not have it.
No, you are not the judge, son. Now, order in the court. Order in the court. I'll take a cheeseburger and fries. That's an old joke. Bailiff, remove that man from the courtroom immediately. That thing is from the 30s when cheeseburgers were invented. I am so sorry, Miss Bonanza. You may now continue uninterrupted with your opening statement.
Well, I'm just going to start on the fact that my client is innocent. We'll start with just the poisoning of the well charge. What well? What well? Who, what, when, well, and where? Answer me those questions, and then maybe you have a case against my client. And this is only scratching the surface.
Oh, she is as good as I thought, son. You're in for a tough time. All right, prosecution, opening statement, please.
All right, so let's go through that one. Who? The child orphanages, the children at the
Separate-
orphanage.
I will give you the floor. I apologize.
No.
I apologize.
The answer to who is the orphanages.
The kids in the orphanage. Those are the who that got poisoned in the well, and then you add the charges, right?
Just to clarify, were the children in the well or drinking from the well?
That's the truly messed up part, Your Honor. The children were in the well, and Zulk threw the poison in there, as opposed to getting help for these poor orphans, where they unfortunately passed to greater realms.
All right, well, we might have to contact the greater realms, but go on with your opening statement, son.
I got a little bit of ahead of myself. The who, the what being poisoning the orphanages that were orphans that were trapped in the well, where the orphanage is well,
Right, yes, okay.
and then well, that's not really a sort of a way to phrase a question. So I guess you have me there, unfortunately. But by God, we've got the greatest investigators working on it right now, round the clock, to find out well.
Round the cock, I believe he said. Miss Stenographer, could you read that back?
Why, yes, I can. He did, fact say,
around the cock.
Okay,
So-
I just wanted to double check. All right, opening statements concluded. Mr. Prosecutor, please call your first witness.
To the stand, I call the nun that Zulk murdered. We are now actively opening up a portal to the damned, from which that nun of Satan shalt be raised.
Ooh.
Hello, Miss Nun.
Hello.
Now, I just have a couple simple questions for you.
Yes.
When you were struck by that I apologize, I'd like to establish a fact. You were struck by a horse to enter the next realm, right?
Indeed. It was a stallion, though, so.
A stallion. And
Little.
now I hate to take a little diversion. Does this creature to my left appear to you to be capable of piloting such a stallion?
Mr. Zulk, no disappearing in my courtroom. No spell casting in general, and definitely not disappearance spells.
This violates Zulk's magical rights.
I'm sorry.
Objection.
Sustain, no disappearing, Mr. Zulk. Don't make me fine you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, my father. Daddy,
You can
Lord,
just do
Papa.
your honor. That's fine. We don't
Yes,
have this time.
Thank you.
That sandwich is really starting to go for down there, if you know what I'm saying. So if we could just move along.
Now, Miss Nunn, do you think such a stallion could be piloted by this here individual?
Well, I've known stallions to be quite picky. So, they don't just let any wizard or warlock ride them, you know?
So per se, let's say Zulk at a roughly high noon had to meander out of town for the purpose of escaping charges of murdering a bunch of children, and they tried to get on a horse. What would you say that horse would do?
The horse would run?
Yeah.
Away?
Yes. It would,
Towards the
You know what?
person?
I'm going to fill in for
This
the
is a
defense attorney
question,
here
not
and
what I
just say
saw.
objection leading question. I believe you can lead a horse to water, but you can't lead a witness to a horse, sir.
well, what I'm saying is through Zulk's negligible actions, negligible and negligent actions, they caused the horse to run away due to, yes, again, their negligent actions, and strike this poor defenseless nun of Satan
Ooh.
to their doom, to their demise.
All right, but I think you're supposed to question the witness. You can't just soliloquize up there, son. No, we talked about
That. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I still love you.
Yes. That thing that I just said, Miss Nun from Satan, hell, would you say that thing I said is accurate?
That thing that you said about the horse going in the opposite direction, so it might have kicked me in the head, and that's why I died. I do believe is how I might have died. Yes.
Thank you very much. You can sit down and through the portal and
Wait.
re-enter.
How about cross-examination?
Yes.
Yes.
We will cross-examine
Miss-
this nun.
Miss Albany Bonanza, would you like to cross-examine this nun?
I do believe it is my intended purpose to do that.
I believe it is, ma'am.
So, Miss Nunn.
Oh, hold on. My accent is slipping a little. There it is. It's back. Okay, go ahead.
Miss Nunn. Yes? You say this horse came after you because it was scared by the
Zulk.
Zog, yes. You say that this horse came running after you because it was neglected by Zog, or this is what the prosecution says.
Your client's name is Zulk with a K.
Zulk.
She just got here. Just give her cut us some slack.
And Zulk knew they should have bought a better lawyer.
You
was
steal
on
that much money
retainer,
through
okay?
tax evasion, you'd think you could get a better lawyer.
Go on, Miss Bonanza. This court is listening.
This horse hit you in the head, but did you see it hit you in the head? No, because it hit me in the back of the head. So how did you know that it was Zulk who scared the horse towards you? I saw Zulk skipping away afterwards, so I assumed that it was that. Well, that's not amazing evidence.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes, I will hear your. You can't just say objection. You have to have a cause.
That leading questions.
Leading. I gave you quite a bit of latitude there, son. You basically described the whole situation and then said, "Is that right?" And the witness was like, I guess so. So I'm going to allow Miss Bonanza just a little bit of latitude during cross-examination.
Kangaroo court is what this is. I'm sorry, Dad. I don't mean that.
Well, that's all right, son. We'll talk about that later, but you're doing dishes now tonight. Go on, Miss
Zulk would prefer a kangaroo court. Kangaroos understand that a man must do what they must do.
Objection?
That leads, I believe...
Kangaroos don't have a higher sense of justice?
Well, that reminds me that it's time for this court to call its own surprise witness, a kangaroo. Mr. Kangaroo, will you please take a seat? Mr. Kangaroo, please. Take a seat. Mr. Kangaroo! Will you please take a seat?
Your Honor, if we could make some special accommodations for the kangaroo with the chair that's meant to have tails, with people with tails.
All right, fine. Get the tail chair that we normally use in these situations. Mr. Kangaroo, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Kangaroo, we are here. Neither one of our attorneys knew there was going to be a kangaroo here today, but I felt that it was necessary to get an outside expert opinion on this situation. So I'm just going to round robin it kind of and let you go back and forth with your questions because this is rather unorthodox. So we'll start with you, son. You may ask the kangaroo any question you want. And if one of you says the secret words, I do believe you get a kangaroo wish.
Yes, that is how it works.
That is how it works. Mr. Prosecutor, that's you. Your first kangaroo question.
Mr. Kangaroo, I do see you, and I respect you, but I do not believe that kangaroos have a higher sense of justice. It is simply the law of the jungle to kangaroos, who, upon quick reflection, do not live in jungles. They live in savannas. But it's, I guess, the law of a grassland. Or, no, it's a savanna.
The outback.
Where do
Objection.
I believe
The
if
outback.
anyone would know about a savanna, it would be Miss Bonanza, I believe. Savannah
Bonanza.
Could we just...
Where it came. I know a thing or two about kangaroos and bonanzas.
Objection. Are we just letting in the relatives of people?
Your father and son.
That's a fair point, son.
That is
She's
fair.
got us
We are
there.
father and son.
All right, we will let the prosecutor finish his question. Is there a question in there, Mr. Prosecutor? You just said you don't believe something. Do you have a question for the kangaroo?
Well, what do you think about that?
Fine question, son.
Well, anyone who truly understands the law would know that kangaroos were created to uphold the law at its truest form, that they hippity-hoppity straight to justice, that a kangaroo cannot lie, and a kangaroo cannot let justice go unfulfilled, and cannot let an innocent creature be harmed.
That's a fine and poetic answer, Mr. Kangaroo. Miss Bonanza, Albany Bonanza. I never did get an answer on whether or not I could call you Albany. I didn't.
I guess it's Albany, actually.
Albany, I'm
Albany.
sorry. Well, we have a problem with name. I ain't the only one here who had a problem with names today. Miss Albany Bonanza.
I've
Do
got
you have questions for this kangaroo?
Indeed. So, kangaroo. Miss?
Yes,
If you will.
Miss Rue.
Miss Rue. Do you think that my client has harmed you or affected you or injusted you in any way?
No, Zulk is well
rest my
known
case.
to the
Oh.
kangaroos.
Are you sure you want to rest your entire case, or you're just done with that question?
No, don't rest the entire case, damn it.
rested. The witness is rested.
Zulk has so many more
Okay.
crimes to be told to be declared innocent of.
Do we cross-examine the Joey as well?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I just realized that these characters, as of last year, are in the public domain, so we can interview both Kanga and Roo, and we can throw in Mickey Mouse there if we want, I believe.
Woo.
Oh,
Excuse me, legally
Mouse.
speaking, we cannot have Mickey Mouse. We have to have specifically
Steamboat
Steamboat
Willie.
Willie.
That's right.
Thank you
I'm sorry,
very
Steamboat.
much.
Ooh,
Your
they call
Honor.
me Steamboat Willie because of what happens with my penis.
Well, I saw that one coming, but I'm going to allow it. All right.
This is a stunningly similar Steamboat Willie to the kangaroo we just spoke to a moment ago.
Yes, everyone knows, and this is the kangaroo, obviously, that fictional character, that non-fictional characters, that all cute, loving creatures have roughly the same voice.
This is true. Miss Bonanza, we'll start with you this time. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask Steamboat Willie? And try to make them regard this case for crying out loud. Also, we're not in a hurry anymore because that digestive ship has sailed, so to speak. So go ahead.
Miss Willie, Mr. Willie, Steamboat, Miss Steamboat.
Oh, yes.
I believe that you were there the day the well was poisoned. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, we sure were.
And your steamboat sailed by at the exact moment that the orphans were dying.
That is true. We could see it directly from the steam deck. Oh,
Objection, that counters the narrative we heard earlier.
What? You have to, Miss Stenographer, could you please read back the narrative we heard earlier? Because I do not remember at this point.
That the children...
Wait, Stenographer, I said.
Oh, my apologies, Father. I am stenographer judge's son, stepson the third, so you understand my confusion.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, we shouldn't have named you Stenographer. That's a weird name for a child. But Miss Stenographer, official stenographer of this court, will you please read back the narrative that Miss Bonanza is discussing that we are contradicting?
Why,
No,
yes.
wait, no, you were saying that. I'm so sorry. I just that was such a relaxing poop that I'm really kind of out of it now. Please read back, just to be clear, so everyone's on the same page. Please read back the thing that my son said that account was contradicted.
I believe the children were in the well, so if they were on a steamboat, how could they see the children inside of a well?
Yes, Mr. Willie, how high was this steamboat?
200 feet tall. Everyone knows that Steamboat Willie's steam deck is the biggest and grandest steam deck of all.
All right, you may continue, Miss Bonanza, if you don't want to. You don't have to.
Objection! This Steamboat Willie's voice is terrifying. They're truly disrupting the court.
Steamboat Willie still has to say what they saw.
Oh yeah, because that's a good point. I forgot the whole point of this case, Mr. Steamboat.
They saw Zog? Yes or no?
We're back to Zog.
Okay.
Zog?
Yeah, did you see Sock or not?
Yes. Oh, yes, Steamboat Willie saw Zulk helping the orphans out of the well. Absolutely. And giving them medical
Father.
aid.
Objection!
Please, what? On what grounds, son?
This Steamboat Willie is Zulk casting a spell on themselves, and that's why the voice is the same as the previous two witnesses.
Mr. Zulk!
Objection! No one said Zulk couldn't do that.
I believe I said no magic spells inside of the courtroom.
Zulk did not cast a magic spell. Zulk simply bent reality so that they could appear to be what they are not, and used a silly voice as opposed to Zulk's very serious voice.
Why, yes, world-renowned, Zulk does have a very serious voice.
This fake witness is dismissed. Now, are there any other characters in the public domain?
Objection, Your Honor. If these witnesses are declared to be fake, then all of this must be called a mistrial, for all of this is fake. It is all just a sham made to entertain unknowable, terrible beings from beyond our reality.
My goodness, I called it. It was a kangaroo court. They were trying for a mistrial this whole time, and they might have done it.
My client has an excellent point, and is doing my job
Your
far better than I
client,
am.
your client, Ms. Bonanza, is out of control, and you need to control your client. Mr. Zulk, there will be no existential philosophizing in this courtroom today. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Honor. Zulk will not philosophize upon how our reality is a sham and how this whole system is out of order, even though you yourself have created laws just to prosecute Zulk.
Well, you did some stuff that we just never seen before. All right, I believe those were, let's see, there was one witness that the prosecution called, I believe, and there were a couple I called just for shits and giggles. So I believe the defense may now call its first witness, and personally, I can't wait.
Oh, yes. I have our star witness to the trial. I have the orphan that survived
The one surviving orphan.
from the bottom of the well.
How'd you find the one surviving orphan?
How? You ask?
Now you're asking
hospital.
questions of the, do I just sit anywhere? No, son, you sit, can we move the chair with the room for the tail and bring up the booster seat? Okay, but I'm gonna need help to climb up there because it's still really high for me. Could someone please pick up this adorable orphan and set him on top of this high chair?
Will the
Yes,
court-martial
Zulk
give this
will
little
bring
boy
this
uppies?
orphan to the high chair.
No, Zulk, we will not have you touching children until this trial concludes. Then you can touch as many as you want. All right, I'll do it myself. There you go, you little rascal. Okay, that took us a little bit. I'm sorry I had you by the armpits. All right. Now, I believe this is your witness, Miss Bonanza, so you may begin the questioning. But be
Yes.
careful, he looks like a scared little rascal.
Yes. State your name for the court.
Okay, my name is Edward Bigelow, but my friends just call me Big Ed. Because I'm little, so they think it's funny.
That is very funny, Big Ed.
Thank you.
Especially
Thank
for
you
what
for
a
coming
large
to
child you are.
Objection. He's talking too much.
That sustained. My bones are big, and my skin is really small, so it hurts.
That was his question.
All right. I'm sorry, I'd like to answer your question. I answered yours about my name.
Yes. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Big Ed. You've been very wonderful. Can you tell us, for the court and the jury, who the man or wizard
I didn't know there
across
was
from
a
you
Jerry
is?
here, too. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Big Ed.
Oh, are
Okay.
those your classmates?
Yeah, a few of them.
Oh, that's nice. The ones that survived?
Yeah, well, not all of us could fit in the well, it turns out. So
Okay.
the water level got higher the more of us got in, though.
But do you
What was your
recognize this wizard?
He looks more like a warlock to me. But I think that's the guy who told me that there was treasure in the bottom of the well. And then he started just chucking us in and saying we needed to displace the water to make the treasure float up to the top.
My point exactly, Your Honor.
Okay,
That's not what I was expecting little Big Ed to say.
Well, I wasn't coached on this.
Well, perhaps you should have been.
Your witness, son.
Why, yes, I...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you rest? I didn't.
I rest.
Oh, I'll take a little nap during this one too. This kid's bored. He seemed fun at first, but now I'm kind of bored of him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm kind of bored of him as well. I would like to call another a star witness, if you will.
Goodbye,
I'll
Big Ed.
I'll just go then.
Yeah, yes. Get out of here.
Okay, bye. I thought I was the star witness. Okay, call the other star witness.
I would like to call Zulk's cosmic beneficiary, Xena the Star-Lord.
Yes, this is Xena the Star-Lord.
Well, Miss Lena, it's an honor to be in your company. I've never met an extraplanar energy before.
You should be terrified.
Miss Stenographer, not you, son. Could you read that back? I couldn't quite catch.
Why, yes, you should be terrified.
Oh, okay. I am properly terrified. Okay,
But I must say that it was in an eldritch language, so it may have sounded a little confusing. You might have sounded like...
The great Xena does not have time for this.
My goodness, this will certainly sound wonderful to the news people that'll put this court case out.
yeah, I forgot.
Great reviews.
We're releasing all our court cases now
Yes.
on
Apologies.
Max Fun.
The great Xena the Unspeakable is not normally used to speaking in such pathetic, mundane words.
Well,
Oh, speaking of our podcast network, do you have a hard time getting to sleep? Considering resting on one of our purple mattresses, probably. There, good. Anyway, back to you, son. You were going to ask this witness some questions.
oh, why,
You
yes.
did call this witness.
Why, yes, Xena the Star-Lord. Zulk is accused of crimes which we cannot pronounce, utilizing powers of which we do not understand. Where do you believe Zulk may have attained these unbelievable powers?
Yes, the great Zulk has obtained the powers from me, Xenu the Star-Lord, for they discovered one of my most precious books explaining the nature of our reality. Of your reality, I should say. And it has given them great eldritch powers, a smidgen of my own, but more than any mortal could normally obtain.
Now, would you say that with these powers, more powerful than any mortal could maintain, but lesser than yours, do you think that someone could be capable of reverse double casteatoractomy?
Oh, we moved on to that charge. Okay.
It is perhaps possible, but Zulk is of the utmost upstanding characters.
Well, I certainly would say they are a character, but I would not say they're the most upstanding moral variety. Your Honor, I'm through with the witness.
All right, Miss Bonanza, that is your witness.
Xena the Star-Lord, if you have given all your powers, and not all of them, to Zulk, do you think that you control Zulk?
No, we do not control Zulk. Simply give them the means to control themselves.
So you are
Miss Bonanza,
responsible.
I have to say, I did notice you. I noticed what you tried to Perry Mason that real good, and it did not work. But I was impressed with where you were going. It almost happened. Go ahead.
Well, yes. So you gave powers to Zulk, so therefore it is your fault, and you should be the one on trial.
Your Honor, objection.
Yes, on what grounds? I kind of like her Perry Mason style.
14th century treatise onto magical beings. The magical powers used are not the responsibility of their magical beneficiaries.
Oh, I do remember that. Can you cite the case where that was precedent was established?
Why, yes, of course. It was King Gargamel, the 14th, against the oyster fisheries of Chesapeake Bay.
Oh, that's right. You know what? I believe we do have a film of that particular case, and I do believe it would be instructive to this court if we were to watch just a smidgen of a clip of that case from way back in the 1400s.
Order in the court, order in the court. We bring the defendants, the fishermen of Chesapeake Bay, the other people. Call this case to order.
Yes, we the fishermen do not care for the way this here Warlock, or whatever you want to call him, is using the powers of this fake creature from another planet or whatever to poison all the fish, Your Honor, most high.
Now, we understand your complaint, but we think that, as the court, we are the most powerful entity in the existing realm. However, higher entities granting you power are more powerful than us. So we really can't infringe on their being. So it's kind of on us to punish you. So, for using magic irresponsibly.
Oh, me, the fisherman. I thought I was the one complaining. Plus, I can't keep track of how I talk, so I guess I'm just gonna drop the case.
All right, well, dismissed. King Gargamel the 14th, you are an honorable person and always right. These fishermen should have never bothered you. I remembered who the court case was against.
Oh, that's right, King
Yes,
Gargamel.
King
Yes.
Gargamel the 14th.
Yes, we all remember now. Okay, thank you, Miss Stenographer, for playing that very enlightening clip for all of us here. I think we're all a little wiser now.
Why, yes. I'm sorry,
And we think my client is innocent.
And we all think your client is... Wait a second.
Wait a moment.
Oh, she almost Perry Masoned me again. She's
This
so
powerful
good.
Perry Mason.
Xenu the Star-Lord needed further. They have many more mortals to corrupt and not corrupt.
Yeah,
Yes.
as the case may be, either you corrupt him or not. I understand that.
Alleged.
Allegedly,
corruption.
thank you. Look, I told you no existential philosophizing in my courtroom today. Do not make me hold you in contempt, sir. Well, I really got flurry on that one. All right.
Yes, Zulk would prefer you hold them out of love, not contempt. And also let them go free for their innocence.
All right. Well, does anyone want to call any more witnesses at this time?
Call
I
Zulk.
can't say I do. I feel like I've made my case fairly well.
Yes, I bring the accused, Zulk, to the stand.
Now, Mr. Zulk, you know, according to the law of the land, you do not have to testify in your own case. I saw that once on Law and Order, and I believe that to be true. But you are definitely allowed to. This is a Perry Mason-like strategy of you, Miss Bonanza.
I do what my client requests.
Well, that might be your one fault. All right, you're a witness.
Zulk,
Yes.
did you do all those bad things?
No.
Well, why are we wasting our time here? We could have asked him that at the beginning of the case, and we could have all been out of here before I pooped my robe.
That's what Zulk's been saying this whole time. It's all a simple misunderstanding.
What is wrong with you, son? That you didn't even ask him if he did the crimes in question?
Oh, well, Zulk.
Wait, before you go.
I need to cross-examine
Any
the
any other
witness, for
questions for
goodness
this
sake.
for your witness, Miss Bonanza?
Did you meet this here prosecutor before and maybe addle his dreams to make you seem very, very guilty?
Well, Zulk has addled the dreams, let's say, of the prosecutor's wife, which may add something to this.
Your Honor,
You
Father.
are talking about my daughter-in-law, sir.
He's right. Papa, I created this whole case, the orphans, the nun. It was all my own creation because I was bitter because Zulk made sweet, sweet love to my wife in her dreams while I dream watched.
Well, that
You
is
dream cucked.
yes. You got dream cucked, son. That's God's honest truth.
Isn't it? It's hard. It's the worst part is in the dream realm, mortals and warlocks are kind of on the same level.
That's a good point.
So it was really my one opportunity to be on the same level, and I threw it away. Maybe it's what I desired all along. Hold
Well-
me, Father.
I think we've all learned something. I was gonna ask for closing arguments, but it seems like the case is gonna be dismissed. But if you guys want to do one just for the hell of it, you're definitely allowed to. We'll start with you, son.
Your Honor, I may have specifically made up this case, but Zulk is guilty of many, many other crimes. A case with exclusively fabricated evidence would not get this far if this was not a truly heinous and evil individual.
You do seem pretty bad, Zulk, but
Do not mind Zulk practicing their evil laughter.
it's unusual, but I'll allow it. Miss Bonanza, your closing argument.
My client's personality has nothing to do with the crimes that he did not commit. All he did was have some fun in a dream and make a man very bitter.
Well, I have heard all the arguments in this case. My accent is back where it started. Zulk, Mr. Zulk, please stand.
Yes, Zulk will stand.
Oh, I forgot that you're okay, you've been standing this whole time, haven't you?
They never gave Zulk a seat.
You little rascal, you. We ran out of tail tears. That's the problem.
We didn't have small ones. We had one that was kangaroo size. We didn't
Right.
have one that was kobold size, unfortunately.
Even Xenu the Star Lord got a chair, and they have no body.
That's a fine point. We do
Well,
apologize.
unfortunately, you do have a body. So what can we do about that?
Mr.
That
Zulk,
is not a crime.
having a body is not a crime.
Yes, nor is having bodies.
Wait, I think that one is. That's
wait a
probably
second.
that one is.
What kind of?
Since when?
Oh wait, Mr. Zulk, I feel like you're gonna get yourself in trouble. You're just about to get yourself out of. I am going.
Yes, that is a problem Zulk's lawyers frequently bring up before they quit.
Mr. Zulk, I am going to dismiss the charges against you today, as all of them seem to have taken place in some sort of dream state. However, you have committed contempt of court at least 12 different times during this case, for which I sentence you to 30 days in the local dungeon, and also you have to go and apologize to my son, and if the three of you want, you can make love to his wife in real time. Case dismissed.
Damn you, Zulk. Damn you to hell, Zulk. 8:30 tonight, 8:30, 9:30, whenever we fall asleep.
Yes, of course. 9:30 as always.
All right, I'll see you later. And damn you to hell. Do you like what you're listening to? Come check out the Quest Buds live show December 20th at the Mopco Theatre in Schenectady. The ticket link is in the description. Back to the show. This is David Brand City. We're speaking today at the Trial of Zulk, the Kobold Warlock. We're worried today that a miscarriage of justice might have occurred. We're going to listen to how some of those witnesses feel this trial went. Starting with you, Big Ed.
Hey, Mr. Reporter. I'm Big Ed.
Now,
Just a little boy.
All right, I don't like how you said that, but watching that trial, you seemed like such a pivotal character, and they dismissed you just out of hand.
They didn't care what I had to say at all. I was there and I saw the whole thing and they didn't care at all.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think that a higher court could overrule this decision and you could get your you could get your justice?
I don't know much about the court system, mister. I'm just a little boy. But I know that Mr. Zulk did those nasty things. I saw him do all those nasty things.
Oh, yeah, boy, here, calm yourself. It's okay. It's over now. Unless, of course, they appeal the decision, and then you'll be called back to relive all these horrible memories of your friends dying.
No.
Yeah, I bet that would be really sad. Anyway,
Yeah.
Miss Albany Bonanza.
Yes. Yes.
This is, I mean, how do you feel defending Zulk? I mean, a notorious war criminal. I mean, how do you sleep at night? And it's not even, they didn't even pay you. You're just the public defender. I mean,
To answer your question, I sleep on a pillow.
wow.
That's how I sleep at night.
Stone
And
cold.
Zog is a warlock of character.
Your client Zulk.
My client is Zulk. Zulk is a warlock of true character, good or bad. And I did a great job.
Look, I'm not saying you didn't do a great job. I'm saying I think you did too good a job.
I better be hired. I need to level up and get Xenog, the Star Lord, as a client next. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Wow, this is a almost UFC style promo where it's like, yeah, we won this fight and we're going to be taking on bigger cases next. That's never before since Don King have I really sort of seen this style of attorney, and we're going to be really impressed to see where your career goes.
Don King, Perry Mason, my idols.
That makes so much sense. So, Steamboat Willie. I'm such a fan. I've been such a fan since I was a kid. I really.
Oh, it's always good to meet a fan. Oh.
Now, it's one of those things that I feel like Steamboat Willie was a silent character. Is this just what your voice sounded like and we didn't know because we just had the text roll on the screen?
Yes, also back then, they thought everyone would think I was too effeminate and call me some kind of slur.
Because, yeah, back in the day, it's actually crazy. Cartoons were considered manly.
They were.
So yeah, they like it was kind of you and Popeye that were kind of battling it out for sort of sexiest man in America.
Oh, that Popeye, the things he got up to behind closed doors. Ooh, but we can't talk about that. No. Ooh.
Look, it's the free press. You can say anything now. Literally, you could say anything
Oh,
about.
no, I
still
mean-
in the copyright, Popeye.
We cannot talk about what Popeye has done because he has ears and eyes everywhere. Ooh.
Biggity, 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 steamboat! Biggity, 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 steamboat! You better watch your biggity, biggity mouth.
Oh no! Although my much more popular and non-legally free cousin could protect themselves from the might of Popeye, Steamboat Willie is a weak mouse.
Biggity,
Oh.
biggity, 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 spinach and baby oil right up your biggity, biggity.
By God, I don't think I've ever seen a cartoon character launch that far. All right, well, we'll just have to follow up with him later, I guess. Excuse me, you witnessed this whole trial, which was stunningly less than like an hour for like 12 accused crimes. How do you feel about, I mean, you just can't feel good about this outcome, like the haste of justice. So again, I just want to ask, how can you feel you got a good trial at that pace? You know, just 1 hour for all those crimes?
Biggity, biggity, Popeye moves pretty fast. You see, when I heard Steamboat Willie was going to be on the stand, I knew I had to come down here. See, Steamboat Willie's a lie teller. Olive Oil will tell you that. Big Jack Pete, whatever my enemy's name was, he'll tell you that. Don't ask about the old cartoon parties we had now, biggity, biggity.
Now, I just have to ask that it feels kind of similar that your grudge with Steamboat Willie kind of mimics my grudge with Zulk. Steamboat Willie didn't, perchance, show up in your dreams and have sex with Olive Oil, did they?
Well, this has been happening to me since the 20s, biggity, biggity. Why do you start? I got hooked on the spinach. That's how it all started.
My God, it was a coping mechanism all along.
If you have a can of spinach before bed, you don't dream as much, biggity, biggity.
Just another example of Zulk coming in and ruining people's lives. And it's just run rampant. It's incredible. And they got away with it today. And they just got away with it today.
One thing old Popeye's been getting away with is being within 30 feet of this courthouse. I better get out of here. Biggity, biggity, biggity.
Zeno, the Star-Lord warrior. The Star-Lord warrior. Please, hey, can I get your attention? Please, hey.
Yes, you, with the eyes that have seen too much pain.
Do you feel responsible in somewhat giving Zulk this incredible power? And it sort of seems like, you know, other cosmic entities kind of broker a deal with the person they're giving power. They just seem to have found this knowledge you gave them, and they're running rampant with it. Don't you feel responsible?
To a mortal, Xenu could see how this would appear to make them responsible. But no, causality and cause and effect are but illusions.
Look, I understand, like, you're kind of, in the legal system, you're freed by that court case again, the Fishermen of New Hampstead versus King Gibberton the 14th. You don't have a legal responsibility, but what is your moral responsibility? Is there no moral responsibility in this sort of fifth dimension?
Xena the Star-Lord's moral responsibility could not be comprehended by mortals like you. You assume that to do wrong or right transposes from your realm to the next, but it is a simple lie, for Xenu's dark purpose cannot be spoken of right now.
Tell us your dark purpose.
Fine. The dark purpose is to sow chaos, to destroy the minds of the simple-minded, and to let them reign destruction and chaos, and generally cause a good but strange time for all, for Xenu's entertainment. That's why they are the Star-Lord, for they are the Lord of the Stars, the most entertaining of all.
Well, it seems like it's a real shame that those children in the orphanage died, because they seem like they'd make great followers for you. Do you think maybe that's a lost opportunity? I'm all in.
Well, you see, what was your name again?
Brannigan Zapster.
Brannigan Zapster. You see, what is an opportunity, or a missed opportunity, but a chance to create even more opportunities. For with every dead orphan, more will hear the tale and know of Xenu the Star-Lord, and know the great power Xenu will give.
That's a stunningly complicated recruitment plan.
Yes, it is. It involves much of what you would call 5D chess, but what I would call chess.
All right, I think I'll catch up with you when you're back in this realm, Miss Nun from Hell, Miss Nun from Hell.
Ooh.
Now it just sort of seems like the line of questioning was taking advantage of your disability, that being that you're dead. I just don't think it's right that they were sort of calling into question your faculties of what happened that day.
Ooh, it is quite rude to ask a dead woman how they died.
I
Don't
know.
you think?
You're reliving it. You're reliving the
Reliving
trauma.
it, and it's not an easy thing to remember to begin with, especially when you get hit in the back of the head by a stallion.
Now, just one kind of thing I think kind of got put under the rug with this whole trial thing is that they literally summoned you from hell.
Yes, there is a pentagram, and I was just hanging out there,
So it's
being a ghost, and then, Satan was like, "Hey, they're calling you."
so it's real, but it sounds kind of chill.
It was kind of chill. I was a nun. I was a nun who went to hell.
Yeah, like a nun. Were you like a nun for Satan, or were you?
No,
like
I was like a nun in a church, and then I got hit in the head with a horse and found out that I went to hell.
Now, did you go to hell for getting hit in the head with a horse?
They don't tell you why you go to hell. You just end up there.
That's a good point. It is kind of foolish to think St. Peter would sort of scold you before you go and not just sort of send you.
Yeah, I think if you devote your life to God and things that are good, and then you end up in hell, you don't get to know why. You have to spend eternity trying to figure out why you ended up there.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Do you
like
think
another
you're?
punishment.
Do you think you're kind of on your way? That kind of sounds like its own kind of court drama. Like maybe we could do like a little follow-up thing that's like,
Maybe, yeah, why the heck
Hell
did I end
nun.
up in hell?
Yeah.
Reinvestigate my whole life? Maybe that's it. Maybe it was something I did.
yeah, it sort of seems like you got kind of upset there for a second. That's like, I can't believe they'd relitigate my death. And now you're like, I'm exclusively trying to relitigate my death.
Well, I died because I got hit in the head with a horse. That was not...
I wouldn't want to talk about that either, I guess.
That's not what I'm questioning. I'm questioning is how the hell did I end up in hell?
Oh, okay.
Because I was a nun,
How did I end up in hell? Because I'm a nun, but I'm not.
and I devoted my life to God, and all I did was get hit in the head with a horse. That's
real messed
that's
up.
not a hell thing.
It doesn't sound like that's all you did. What'd you do to the horse? Is that something you were like hiding in the trial? Like, did you do something to the horse? Because evidently it wasn't Zulk.
Well,
So did you kind of futz with the horse a little bit?
I was wandering around the stables quite a bit, and I don't think that he liked it when I pulled on his tail to make it go bleh.
Wait, you pulled on the tail, and then
Yes.
the tail would go bleh?
No, like horses. The
Oh,
noise
the
they make.
horse. The
They go,
horse would
"Bleh,
go bleh.
bleh."
I was kind of worried. I was like, I think I might have figured
Like,
out
pull
why
my
you're in
finger,
hell.
But like pull my tail.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, that may be it.
That wouldn't send.
Animal abuse.
That would send you to hell.
I
Come
don't know.
on.
I did it to a lot of horses.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe
so
that's
this
why
was
I died.
okay. Do you think they kind of conspired? Do you think they all sort of got around and they're like, "Oh, the next
Well-
time this bitch pulls one of our tails."
I think once it started happening to the stallions, that's when they started to care, It's always the upper ones that, when it happens to them, they care. And
Yeah.
when it happens to everyone else, they don't.
So it was kind of a class solidarity thing.
yeah, it was a
if
class.
anything.
The horses finally ganged up against me, and one kicked me in the head. And I died, but I still think that that's not a good enough reason to go to hell, but no one ever told me, so
Oh,
I'll never
all right.
know.
Well, it was incredible talking with you. I hope you find out why you went to hell.
Oh, here comes Satan summoning me back. Now I have a new god to serve. Ooh.
All right, goodbye. But Satan, you mind if I catch a word real quick?
Are you going back to hell anytime soon? What's the deal?
I'm coming right now, Master.
That's right, it's passive-aggressive Satan. That's why we don't tell people why they go to hell. They just have to steam on it.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
That's part of the experience.
You kind of think that as Satan, you'd kind of want to, dig it in. like
No.
why you're here and suffering.
No, that's actually really saintly to be like, here's why I'm upset. Then you could think about it and you could get better. What hell's really about is standing around pentagrams and having to go to court cases randomly at my whim.
I've dated someone like that. Yeah, that's motherfucking tough right there. So I just want to ask you, Satan, as the arbiter of good and evil in the universe, what do you think about this Zulk and Xenu thing? I mean, I feel like they're both kind of morally culpable, but apparently it's 5D chess and something or another.
Xenu's a good guy. Him and I would sometimes be outside of Popeye's parties back in the day, down the street, never actually inside, but that's neither here nor there. Xenu's a good guy. Hell's in the fourth dimension, so sometimes we meet up and play what's for me 3D chess, and again, just chess for Xenu. It's a blast, As far as Zulk goes, I love their transformations into characters that I love. It's like watching Instagram Reels as a person. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like AI like the AI videos for us. When you see mortals becoming cartoon characters, we're watching like machines become cartoon characters.
We love AI in hell. We have our own social media platform that's only AI. Only AI.
I've
it's
heard,
really nice.
You know how the Amish kind of believe that if you take your picture, it steals your soul?
No, I'm Satan. I've never talked to an Amish before. They're the ones that are right.
Right.
Turns out.
Oh, no.
If only this nun had spent a little more time near the stables, they would have figured it out.
Oh my God, they
Would have
found out
broken
why they're in
through.
hell. They weren't Amish. They can be released.
That's actually been it for everybody. If everybody no matter who you're thinking of, if they had just gone Amish at the end there, they would have pulled through. But take that up with St. Peter, not me. I don't make those rules.
No. All right. Well, we won't spill that to the rest of hell. Wow.
Yeah, keep that under wraps, please. Redacted. Actually, that's redacted.
Wow. We've done great work today. Satan, thank you so much.
I'm going back. I already have Black Ops 6 down there. It's very nice.
And the new GTA.
Can't talk about it. I'm under NDA, even though I'm Satan.
Satan, you honor legal agreements. I mean,
Yeah,
famously,
it's a big part of hell.
Famously, you're kind of the contract signing guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the thing you do.
Yeah, terms of service. Ooh, love. Go ahead and scroll down and check that box.
That's true.
I'll leave you with that.
That's true. Yeah.
I gotta go back
All
to
right.
hell.
Thank you. And with that, I think that concludes.
Wait, you with the microphone.
Yes.
Aren't you supposed to be interviewing all of the members involved in this case, and yet no one wanted to speak to Zulk?
Well,
What is this?
It's kind of more sort of like a witnesses and people that sort of sat in the courtroom kind of thing. You sort of already got your time, but I'll talk to you for sure.
How dare you say that Zulk was not a witness? Zulk was a witness to that travesty of justice. So many of Zulk's court cases have been dismissed because of Zulk's dream sluttery. In fact, one could say that Zulk commonly sleeps with the wives of their prosecutors to make this happen. But no, that would also be a lie. Zulk cannot be tried for that.
Incredible.
Yes, it is incredible how Zulk sustains a logical train of thought constantly. Zulk is often impressed.
You're just balancing so many levels of chaos in 5-dimensional chess, and that it's truly stunning to see face to face.
It is, and besides, if that trial had been allowed to go on further, it would have been revealed that those orphans are not dead. They were simply sent to meet their makers. They want it. Their souls are perfectly fine.
So not only did we meet Satan, and we found out that some souls get damned, reincarnation is also what's up.
Well, yes, this is a world where there are many forms of reincarnation and spells. Jesus, have you people never heard of a druid?
Jesus?
There's many things.
Well, this has just been incredible. Zulk, thank you so much for your time. I'm so happy you could get your story out.
Yes, you're welcome. And you should truly feel blessed, for you got to speak to Zulk, who is definitely innocent.
Thank you for listening to this radio show Beyond Time and Space production. This show featured actors in order of appearance: David Britton as the judge, Aidan Hennessey in multiple roles, Max Burke as Zulk the Kobold Warlock, Alanna Gill also in multiple roles, Stephen Wilson as Big Ed, and Liam English as Satan and Popeye. Thank you again for listening. We will be at the Mopco Theatre December 20th. We hope to see you there.